Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Reviews from the Clubhouse. As always, brought to you by Clubhouse Films. We are your hosts, Chance McDuffie and
Spock.
Oh,
I'm Spock this week.
sweet. Hey, does that make me Kirk? Can I be Kirk?
I guess. I want to be Kirk. Never mind, I'm Kirk.
No, you can be Kirk. I'll be Spock.
Okay, cool.
I like Spock more anyway.
Great.
Yeah. All right, we're back, baby. What is it? It's June 17th, Wednesday.
We just said it on the practice.
Yeah. I had to look at I have it written down here, so luckily I can read.
Good for you. I can't read yet.
Yeah, so first week back since
Yep.
I was gone.
And Chance, how was your vacay on
It was
Cray
fucking
Cray
beautiful,
honeymoon?
mate. It was fucking glorious.
Tell me about it. Tell us about it. What happened?
Took a dip in the ocean. I fucked my toe up.
Did you skinny dip?
No. But
But you hurt your toe.
I went parasailing. Funny story. It was kind of
Oh, wait.
not fun. It
The
was, but
parasailing?
it wasn't.
You
Yeah.
didn't
So I
tell me
went
that.
with my wife and my sister-in-law,
Uh-huh.
and we were on the boat, right, to go out.
Sure.
So first off, we get on these banana boats, and they take us out to the speedboat to parasail, right? So we got to hold on to this banana boat. And the guy that's driving the jet ski that we're hooked to, he just doesn't care. Like, these waves that are coming in are pretty rough. And there was, we had to straddle this banana boat and, hold the strap in the middle. So, we hit one wave so hard that I came up off the banana boat and my face went straight into my sister-in-law's back. And, she was the only thing that kept me from falling off. But we finally get out to the boat. Yeah, we finally get out to the boat. And it's a little choppy, obviously. And my wife starts to get motion sickness. And she's like, I'm fine. So we get up in the air and she's like, I'm going to puke. And I'm like, no way. And
not
I'm in the
air.
middle. So she's on my right and my sister-in-law's on my left. And my wife just pukes. And my sister-in-law's like, huh. I'm like, oh my God.
Should
I'm
you
in
be
the middle.
telling everyone this embarrassing story?
I'm in the middle of these two motherfuckers and they're puking. And I'm in the air. I'm 30 feet in the air above the water. But
Now, are you one of the people who, if you see someone throwing up, you're going to throw up and dry heave too?
it depends. Sometimes. At that moment, I was fine.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think being up in the air with the breeze kind of helped.
Yeah.
But it was really bad.
God.
Yeah, I was just in the middle. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't think I have a story like that, but I always have the fear of flying on a plane because I used to fly a lot when I was younger, and sitting next to someone and they're throwing up into their doggy bag. Now then I'd throw up, but I don't have anything like that.
Other than that, it was nice though. We had a nice nice Airbnb. We were
No, but
about
other
it
than
was
the
a
puke.
5-minute walk to the beach, and yeah, it was great. We went to this 5-star restaurant. Can't remember the name of the place, but
You were probably shit faced.
I was really sick that day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me about that.
And I got an oven roasted duck, and it came with some sausage
Sounds
made out of
fucking awesome.
boar or some shit like that. Yeah, it was pretty fancy. Fancy.
Never had duck before. I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
I made duck for Thanksgiving last year.
Where was I?
I don't know. Isn't that around your birthday? Or is that Christmas?
Thanksgiving? That's Christmas. Yeah.
But
Thanks for knowing, asshole.
When's my birthday, Logan?
June
Don't tell
2nd.
anybody. I don't want them to know.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's all over my social medias. But no, you're wrong. It's
I
not
know.
me. So, I mean, Oh, speaking of social media, guys, check us out.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter. I don't run
Did I
the
say
social
Facebook?
media thing because I don't really have too much of a social media presence.
Mm.
In fact, it's almost non-existent whatsoever.
I mean, neither do I. I like things, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
post very
you-
much.
That's true, but you're like I didn't get an Instagram really until this year. And start,
Funny
using
story.
it.
When I first got an iPhone in high school,
Yeah.
one of my friends took my phone from me. He's like, "You have an iPhone. You have to have an Instagram." And he made me an Instagram.
Oh,
And
how sweet.
yeah. I don't talk to that guy anymore.
Oh.
But he might be dead. He's fucking dead,
Oh
mate.
my God, he's that'd be terrible.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's not dead.
I'm sure he's
somebody
not.
would have told me if he was dead. Quite
Let's
sure.
hope not. Random guy from Chance's high school. If you're out there,
You know who you are.
you know who you are. Anyways,
Yeah. So
we've got 2 weeks worth of news to cover, so let's get.
not
no, I'm
really.
just
I
kidding.
didn't
No.
really write down a whole bunch of stuff because I didn't feel like talking about a whole bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm sure a ton of stuff happened.
First bit of news that was pretty cool. We got a new Wolfman movie coming from Universal.
Ooh, do we really?
Yeah. So
You think this one's actually going to be good? Like this set of DC Dark Universe movie is going to be good?
well, Invisible Man did well,
Right.
which is why I think this
So if they
project's
follow
moving
the
forward.
Same,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling actually went to Universal and pitched this, and he's actually going to be playing the Wolfman. And have you ever seen Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal?
yes, I
So
love that
apparently
movie.
this movie is going to be a modern day take
Wow,
on the
that's
Wolfman
cool.
in the vein of Nightcrawler. So
I like that.
Lauren Schmucker, I don't know how to say her name. Lauren Schucker Blum. So Jason Blum, his wife, is pinned to write the screenplay.
Is that like Blumhouse
Blumhouse Films
Films?
or Productions or whatever.
One
Yeah.
of the two,
They're
yeah.
they're the ones who made The Invisible Man, and
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen their logo. It's like the it's it's so weird. It's like the possessed girl that looks like the chick from The Ring, and she's standing in the corner, and there's like a chair spinning around, and then you hear someone go, and then the chair just spins and it says Blumhouse. Yeah, it's the weirdest shit, but I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, I like Ryan Gosling, and it's interesting because we were talking about this the other day on one of the shows. I can't remember, but about how Gosling's kind of grown on me because he's been hitting like every genre.
Yeah.
It seems,
He's been working.
and now he's getting in the horror vein with Wolfman. I
Yeah,
actually
that's
like
different.
Wolfman. Yeah,
I don't know anything about Wolfman. I only know about.
I know
What's the
he
moss
turns into a
guy?
wolf.
It's the guy who's the Swamp Thing.
Mm.
Because the TV show, the day that the first episode premiered, it got
But
canceled.
that's DC though.
Is this not DC?
No, Universal Monsters. We're talking about like
that's
Dracula
right.
and
Oh
the Mummy
yeah, that's
and
true. Oh,
the
so
Invisible
totally
Man.
different playing fields. Okay,
Yeah.
so I know
So-
absolutely nothing.
So I'm curious about the rating for this because if I can't remember, was I think the Invisible
Invisible
Man
Man
was
was
rated
R.
R.
Yeah.
I think.
I think
But
so.
You should
Let's
check
find
that out.
out.
It's really good.
I still haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's really good though.
I probably will at some
and
point.
if it's, I mean, if they keep the same, criteria that they kept for the Invisible Man, I mean, they made that movie for $7 million, and then it made over $100 million. So
Yeah,
Just-
it made 126
yeah,
mil.
so just keep on keeping on.
It is rated R, by the way.
Blumhouse. Yeah, it's really good. I recommend that. But next bit of news. So the Academy Awards have announced that the 93rd Academy Awards will be moved from February next year to April. So it's
Wow,
yeah,
that's
so
a
they're
pretty big deal.
pushing it to April 25th.
Yeah, is that because of the coronavirus?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's like no movies. Fucking, what's that one? The Bloodspot or Bloodsport, whatever that was. That,
Bloodshot.
Yeah, did that come out this year?
Yeah,
It's probably gonna get a
I
Best
think
Picture nomination.
If it fucking does, I will
no
jump
fucking
off
way.
this roof.
If first of all, if Avengers Endgame could
Right.
only get one Academy Award nomination for visual
Right.
effects and didn't win,
yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
That is
but-
crazy right there.
But do you watch the Academy Awards?
I want to say yes, but probably no. I watch the Oscars. I mean, I pay attention to like the next day after, so I can skim through and find out like the important things that happen. But no, I don't really make an evening of it and sit down and watch them.
See,
Same
ever
for the
since I was a
Oscars,
kid,
though.
I've loved watching the Oscars.
It's fun.
Just
They're-
sitting
it's,
up and
it's
just
interesting.
just all the glitz and glamour and just Hollywood, and just the facade.
Mhm.
It's fun to indulge in that for one night a year. You know what I mean? Just from my living room. But the older I get, I have jobs, so I haven't been able to watch them in the past like maybe 3 years. But
Poor baby.
yeah, I know. Poor me. I can't
Oh.
stay up and watch the Academy Awards
Until
on a Sunday
midnight.
night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very curious as to, because when you really think about it though, most of the like heavy hitter like Academy Award movies don't usually come out till later in the year.
Yeah.
Like usually around like November is when those movies
That's
start
true.
to come out.
So
But,
that they can
like all
and-
the Oscar
yeah.
bait is usually at the like later in the year.
so that they can get
I'm
nominated.
curious
and
as to
everything.
how much this is going to get affected. I mean, obviously they had to push the awards back because
Right.
like the entire industry just stopped
Yeah.
for like 3.5 months, just like the rest of the world.
But everything is now starting to slowly pick back up, and
yeah, I think I read
Jurassic
somewhere
Park
that Jurassic World was the first like big blockbuster to pick up filming.
they added a $5 million contingency plan. That is like, hey, here's what a safe set is going to look like. They ordered like 125,000 like hand sanitizer stations around everywhere, and there's new social distancing guidelines for on set and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens and see what everything looks like going forward.
Well, hopefully whatever my career path is by April of next year, hopefully I can actually watch it.
And like thankfully, like I've said before, we're still in like the indie film world, so we don't have a 200-person crew or anything like that.
We barely have a 2-person crew.
Right. No, that's not true.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
Pretty
we
true,
have Obi.
Yeah. We got Obi. Okay, for the podcast, yeah, we have a 2-person crew. Yeah. Tom, how's the editing coming along for this episode? Oh wait, we don't have one.
Anyway, next bit of news: Tenet. Tenet has officially been, the release date has officially been pushed back by 2 weeks.
Doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, so they were holding out strong. Christopher Nolan and Warner Brothers were holding out strong. They wanted this to be like the first big blockbuster movie to reopen after all this shite in the world. And the original release date was July 17th. It got pushed to July 31st.
Yeah.
Really not that big of a deal.
It's not
just
too far.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
with that being said, we were going to do... sorry to cut you off. We were going to do like Christopher Nolan films.
A Nolan-thon.
Yeah.
I'm just going to watch all of his movies.
But now we've got some extra time and a couple extra weeks.
Yeah.
So, but that will be coming.
Speaking of that, so Inception is getting a re-release. And it's getting re-released on July 17th. So Tenet's old release date.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, they're re-releasing that to hype up...
I don't think I saw Inception in theaters.
I saw Inception twice.
Did you really?
I didn't understand it both times.
Do you understand it now?
Yeah. But because that movie came out like 2010?
2010, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we were younger men.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what's happening in this movie, but I can tell
10 years
that it's
ago,
made by an auteur.
What were we doing 10 years ago? We were in high school.
Yeah. Who fucking knows, dude? I could barely remember last week. No, I was talking to somebody I was on the trip with, and like we were talking about Sunday at the beach house.
Yep.
And I'm like, what did we do? I was like, yeah, we were hanging out and then we did something. He's like, I don't remember. I'm like, damn, that's bad. That was just last week. But yeah.
Consistently, I have to ask LaCrista how old I am because I keep forgetting.
My wife does that. She's like, how old are we? I'm like, what do you mean?
I can
never know how old you are?
Nope.
It's insane.
Age is just a construct, man.
I mean, we are fifth-dimensional beings.
Oh
so.
my god! If we
what
have
is time?
All right. So Chance's new thing is now saying fifth-dimensional beings, and he calls everyone player. So we've got to get him to stop saying that.
You know what players don't do?
Play.
Exactly.
So listen, our thousands of fans, I want to petition to get him to shut the fuck up about those two things.
Shit, you can't hold a player down. Anyway, yeah. So Tenet, new release date, July 31st. I'm gonna be there. We should see Inception July 17th together. If we can.
Oh no!
In IMAX.
What? Oh,
actually, no. We should see it in Dolby.
I don't know if I'll be here. I'm getting married on July 4th, and we're going away.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You already knew that, so you're gonna be there. So, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I'm a fifth dimensional being.
Black tie optional, so I'm ignoring what you say now.
Fifth dimensional being, so I mean, who knows where I'll be at the time, but I might physically be there.
God. Next bit of news:
Wonder Woman, 1984. So the movie has been officially moved again. This is its 4th release date.
Good. Maybe it'll give me time to see the first Wonder Woman because I still haven't seen it yet.
It's all right.
I heard it's like really good.
The third act is where it falls apart for me. I feel like the rest of the movie was made by somebody different. I could tell that the studio told Patty Jenkins to like put in lightning and explosions and your stereotypical like giant gray CGI bad guy. You know what I mean?
Because you're thinking she didn't want to do that. She wanted to take it a different route.
It doesn't feel like it doesn't mesh with the other 2 acts. Like the other 2, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not a cohesive blend.
I do love like the Wonder Woman song. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, that's really good. But so it got pushed a little under 6 weeks from its original release date. It was supposed to come out in August of this year. Now it got pushed to October 2nd. So its first original release date was November of last year, and then it got moved to June of this year. And then it got moved to August of this year.
That'd be a problem if it was getting mooned.
Now it's coming out October of this year. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
Maybe it'll be spooky themed.
I don't know if I'm super excited about this movie. Like,
Yeah, I
will
can't
see
say
it.
that I am.
I will see
but-
it. Don't get me wrong. I liked Wonder Woman. I think I've only actually sat down and watched it all the way through like once. But it's not a bad movie.
We should review the DC movies. Just kidding. We already have.
Did we?
I think so.
didn't. We did Marvel.
I think we did the DC movies. So why did I watch them all in a week?
No way. We didn't do Batman vs Superman. We didn't do Man of Steel.
Wasn't Ben on that for that episode?
Those are the MCU movies.
I know, but I thought we. All right, I'm going back. Continue with the news.
But yeah, Pedro Pascal is the villain for Wonder Woman.
Pedro Pascal.
He plays Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones season 4.
Oh yeah,
and he's also the voice of the Mandalorian.
Wait, Pedro Pascal is in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
What?
He's Oberyn Martell,
Okay, well,
the Viper,
wait.
Prince of
Who
Dorne.
is he? Who is he in Game of Thrones?
Oberyn Martell
One more time.
from Dorne. I love Pedro Pascal. You know, I haven't seen Narcos because that's kind of where he got like super big.
Yeah,
I think. And
yeah.
Then, and then he kind of just.
He's really good in that. It's
Yeah.
a great performance.
You know what's crazy? The Mandalorian. You know, like over 80% of that is not him. It's a stunt man.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Like I guess what's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard. Her episode. I think it was episode whichever one was that had the giant AT-AT. And I'm sorry, I have to get off track. Do you say AT-AT or AT-AT?
Oh, I say AT-AT.
I fucking
think you're
can't stand
weird.
that. It's an AT-AT. Like, shut your
Yeah,
ass
no,
up.
it's AT-AT.
Anyway, that
Because it's a
episode.
hyphenated. It's an abbreviation. Yeah.
I mean, but what do I know?
Yeah. Let's call up Lucas right now. Hang on, give me a sec. But you're
He
right.
probably
We didn't.
doesn't
I
know
guess.
either.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, it's whatever you want.
We did not do the DC movies. We should do those.
I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh yes, she was
I
saying for the
remember.
episode that she directed,
Yeah.
she didn't even meet Pedro Pascal. Like he
Aw,
wasn't.
what a
he
shame.
was. This dude was on Broadway rehearsing his play. So he literally was in one place. He would show up in a sound booth and record his lines, and then that was it.
So do you think for like season 2, he's like going to be more present in it because of?
Probably not. If we don't see him without his helmet, I doubt it.
My God,
Bless you.
this cough.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
still
probably
blessed.
right though. Yeah, if we don't see him without his helmet, yeah, he probably won't be in it.
Sorry, my dog might bark. There's somebody jogging.
Oh yeah, no,
She's
just
just so
walking.
nosy. Anyway, Wonder Woman, October. Anyway, next bit of news. Speaking of Star Wars, Star Wars Celebration has officially been canceled until 2022.
We were gonna go this year and everything, so
Who, you?
yeah. No, you and me.
Shit, Blair. I don't have the money for that.
God. All right, player. You're probably
I'm
right,
running a
player.
podcast out of my spare room.
Studio, Chan. Well, you gotta. You said studio last time.
I did,
said
didn't I?
spare room. You gotta keep it
It's
consistent.
the spare room studio. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else, what more to say. It's been
Nothing.
canceled. Canceled for the next 2 years.
Womp, womp,
But
womp.
what do you think about it? We're not really going to be getting very much new Star Wars content in the next 2 years anyway, other than The Mandalorian. I mean, yeah, there have been a few movies and a few big names.
I think like they announced some books and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
but all these new movies, like
Yeah.
the Taika Waititi movie, the Kevin Feige movie, those won't be happening for another 2 or 3 years anyway. So
yeah, that's depressing.
Yeah.
They did just announce a new game. I used to play this game like when I was younger because it's kind of like a remake. Yeah, it's like Rogue Squadron. So the guy who was Wedge,
he's Ewan McGregor's
yeah, his uncle. He's gonna be in this.
You know, he told him not to
I
do.
know.
Almost said Lord of the Rings, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And next bit of news. So, did you see? I talked about this a couple weeks ago. The King Kong movie.
Yeah.
Godzilla. Excuse me.
Godzilla.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
I haven't seen it.
So, it's not very good. But the sequel to that is Kong versus Godzilla, and
That's already been made.
yeah, it was shot. They were shooting that like right around the time Godzilla King of the Monsters came out, and then that movie flopped, and they're like, hang on. So they pushed Kong versus Godzilla like back, but now they're pushing it even more. They pushed it another 6 months, so it's not going to come out till May 21st, 2021. And I think
Jesus.
it's because they pushed The Matrix 4, so they pushed The Matrix 4 like nearly a year, so it's supposed to come out April 1st, 2022. And I think they're just kind of shifting things around so that they can get a better bang for their buck, like
Right.
have a better opening weekend. But
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not at all excited for The Matrix 4. I'm gonna see it because
I've never seen the first three.
The first one's the best. But
Does it end on a cliffhanger? Like if I watch the first one?
No. But,
Okay.
it just, I don't know. Like especially the third one just kind of falls flat. They get too like biblical and they're like
Yeah, that's what she
Jesus
said.
metaphors and stuff like that. I get it, but yeah. I'm also not excited for Kong versus Godzilla. Did you see that Kong Skull Island movie with
No. I really wanted to. Like Samuel L. Jackson's in
Brie
it.
Larson
Yeah.
and fucking what's Loki's name? Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice cast.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly's in the movie too.
They're basically just like, well, let's just make a movie with all the Marvel stars.
Yeah, but
Bring 'em in.
I don't know. I didn't even finish that movie. I think I
Really?
got like halfway through, and I was like,
that's
all
kind of
right.
depressing.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright. Don't
Does
get me
it-
wrong. I like popcorn movies every now and again, but
Does
like,
it hold a candle to Peter Jackson's King Kong? Because I really
Absolutely
like
not.
that one.
No, I like that one.
Yeah.
It's too long though. The movie's
Peter
like
Jackson's?
Yes.
Yeah,
3
it is
hours
really long, yeah.
but it is a good movie.
That ending, though, oh gosh, so good.
It was beauty that killed the beast.
Hey, don't spoil it. Don't spoil a 15-year-old movie.
I was gonna
kids.
say, well, not even a remake of a movie that came out
the
fucking in the
30s,
30s. Yeah. Anyway, isn't King Kong a book?
Oh gosh, I have no clue. That'd be
Me
awesome
neither.
if it was.
Who cares? Anyway, next for news. So Mulan.
I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but rumors were circulating that Mulan was gonna get dropped on Disney Plus, and I'm like, there's no way they would do that.
Nah, they'd
that's
lose a lot of
financial
money, yeah.
suicide. Like it's stupid. But yeah, that movie got moved again. It was supposed to be it was supposed to come out like right after Tenet. And I think they moved it because now that Tenet's coming out later in the month, they wanted to push it back to, like I said before, like have a bigger opening weekend. Because these days, like you go back like 15 years ago, movies would have like a all right opening weekend and it would slowly build.
Yeah.
But nowadays, with like advanced ticket sales and just fandom, people typically, if you want to see a movie, you typically see it within the first 2 weeks of release.
Right.
And that's usually when movies make like majority of their money. Like
Yeah,
most
90%,
movies after
yeah.
that first opening weekend, they have like a 70-something% drop at the box office,
It's crazy.
which is normal. And it kind of, so it has a huge start and it kind of just slows down. So I think that's why Disney decided to move it, which is really smart because I mean, you know, it's funny because everybody I talk to as far as like our circle in the industry, even though I use that word industry lightly, but everybody worships Nolan and they know him. But I don't know, I've talked to a few like average going movie fans and they're like, yeah, I love Christopher Nolan. But I'm not sure how many people are going to be like rushing out to see Tenet that first weekend.
Yeah, he's not a Scorsese. He hasn't been around for like 50 years.
Yeah, he hasn't even made 10 movies yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, no doubt about it that like his movies are fantastic. And I think, yeah, like cinephiles and yeah, people who are in like, you know, the video production industry know who he is. And maybe even some of your average
movie fans,
goers, but
I mean, they
you're
know
probably
The Dark
right.
Knight.
Yeah, of
But-
course, yeah.
And then, I mean, well, I guess even Inception made like over $600 million at the box office.
But Dunkirk,
I still haven't even seen
it's
Dunkirk.
pretty good. I heard like, I don't know how true this is, but I remember at the time it came out, like, you know, a couple service members who were actually at Dunkirk, like, left the theater and were like, this is nothing like what
From
it
what
was.
From what I've read and understand about the way Dunkirk is made, it's a lot of it's told through visuals.
What's that?
A lot of the story is told through visuals, and the movie moves through visuals. Is not very much like the characters are kind of just there, and it's more so about what's going on versus who's going through it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, it's
But,
it's a very like,
Situational, like the situation is what moves the
Yeah.
narrative forward, not so much like the people.
yeah,
And I don't really have a problem with that, but I mean, I haven't seen it, so
it's good. We'll
But
get
hey,
to
good
that.
thing we're doing a Nolan thing.
Yeah,
Um,
the opening shot, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to hear what you think about that.
Well, I mean, it is Nolan. He isn't a true
But
auteur.
it's totally different than like any way he's opened a film before. It's yeah. We'll get to that.
What else? I'm so excited to talk about this. So, rumor has it that Beyonce is being eyed for the role of Storm from the X-Men for Black Panther 2.
That's what I heard.
guess what?
How do you feel about that?
Not true.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's not true.
No, Variety has actually debunked that rumor. Apparently, this was supposed to be $100 million deal between Beyonce and Disney for her to do Black Panther and a couple other Disney movies, but no.
I gotta say, I'm really relieved. I've never really seen her act, but I mean,
What are you talking about, man? Goldfinger? Austin Powers?
oh yeah,
Panther?
oh yeah. You know what? I have. Yeah, I guess I have seen her in more stuff than I thought, but still, it just kind of. I feel like that'd be really distracting.
Don't get me wrong. Beyonce's not the world's greatest actress. I'm not saying she's bad,
Right.
but I am saying that I don't want to see her as Storm. So, like in the comic books, like Storm from the X-Men is African. I can't tell you exactly where from Africa she's from.
That's really racist for you to call out her.
Yeah, I know, right? How dare I as a black man?
How dare you, Chance?
But yeah, her and Panther like hook up, they get married, and they have like kids and all this other kind of bullshit.
What?
Yeah.
He's into that one chick from the Black Panther movie. I don't know.
That's
I
just
don't
the
know.
movies, though. We're talking about comic
Oh,
books.
we're talking about the
Logan.
comics.
We're talking about subtext layered material here that goes back decades. All right.
All right.
But no, seriously. I don't want to see that at all. Like, sorry.
Obi's freaking out right now.
Yeah, he's playing with his pig. My wife's at work, so I'm home alone with the kids today.
He's babysitting.
Yeah. So I'm glad this is a rumor though, but it would be very interesting because Marvel Disney just bought Fox, so that means that they have the movie rights to the X-Men, and it would be very interesting to introduce our first X-Men in another franchise.
Is Storm like really popular? Like, is she a prominent X-Men? I know nothing about the X-Men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Storm is she wasn't one of the original X-Men, but she's up there for sure. Now,
Is she not like in love with Wolverine or no?
No.
No, they didn't have a thing. Okay.
I mean, there's so many comics.
All right. I'm sure
Off
in
the
one
top of my head,
iteration.
I'm gonna say no, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. My big thing is like taking like massive celebrities who aren't actors and putting them in films is just so distracting. Like, Michael Jackson wanted to be Jar Jar Binks, but Lucas was like, I don't think anyone would be able to get over the fact that you're Michael Jackson.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And I think that I agree. I think it'd be so weird. You're just sitting there thinking like, well, that's Beyonce. That's Beyonce. That's Beyonce.
Did you see The Lion King, Jon Favreau's Lion King?
Yeah.
Even then, even though it was just her voice, it was just something about just knowing it was her. It just kind of took me out of the movie for a minute.
I agree. I think
And
they
then,
did that because she's
like
the
that
star
extra
power.
song that they added didn't even really mesh with the movie very well to me. But I mean, that movie's not very good anyway. But
Yeah, that live action.
yeah, live action. You can't see me, but I'm doing quotations.
It's not live action.
It's not.
It's all animated.
You can fucking argue with me till you're blue in the face.
There's only one real shot in that entire film, and it's the opening shot.
Yeah, of the sun coming out.
Right.
But anyway.
Real hard, guys.
Yeah. Can you imagine Jon Favreau? He's like, all right, this is the most important shot of the entire movie. Action.
Action. Louder, son.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Take it again.
Action.
Yeah, but reset, go down again. We gotta wait till tomorrow. Oh my God, could you imagine?
I would lose my mind. Who's producing this?
Right. Oh, I am.
But yeah, I'm glad that rumor's fake. But anyway, I can wash my hands of that. I remember when I read that article, I was like, no fucking way. I read it at the beach, and I was super mad. I was so mad. I was so mad I had to go outside and get some air. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. But
it's not true?
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Variety. But yeah, next bit of news. Will Smith has a new film slated. He's going to be working with Mr. Anton Fuqua. You know who that is?
No, I don't think so.
You ever seen Training Day?
No.
With Denzel and Handsome Hawk?
I have not, no. Is that Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, Handsome Hawk. Was The Magnificent Seven with Denzel and Chris Pratt, Handsome Hawk.
The Western one? No. I mean, I started that. I got like 10 minutes into it and I turned it off.
But yeah, him.
Okay.
Anton Fuqua. He also did
Fuqua.
He also did The Equalizer, that first one with Denzel.
Oh, that one's supposed to be pretty good, right?
Eye is twitching.
You all right there?
I don't know, man. So yeah, this movie's it takes place, back in slave days. Warning. So Will Smith character, he plays a character named Peter, who's he's on the run. He's a runaway slave in Louisiana, and he's running away from like cold-blooded hunters, and he's trying to get to the Union.
He plays the character Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
John.
Peter
Bob.
the slave. That
Right.
He runs away and he's trying to get to Louisiana to get to the Union to claim his freedom, and he has to outsmart these racist hick cold-blooded hunters. So, I mean, it sounds interesting. Will Smith.
I guess.
He's supposed to play Django.
He was supposed to play
Yeah,
Django?
so Tarantino pitched it to him and he disagreed.
Oh, yeah, he said it was too small of a part.
No, he said that violence wasn't the answer.
Oh,
because
really?
In the end of the day, Django is a romance. He's trying to get his wife back or whatever. And he's like, I don't agree with this. Violence doesn't beget violence and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but you're not playing Will Smith. You're playing a character written in
Right.
Tarantino's movie. So,
I mean, if you follow any of Tarantino's films, I mean, you'll know what it's about.
What else did you expect, though? Like, when Tarantino hands you a script, I would assume
Right.
that someone is going to get their face blown off at some point.
I don't know. Will Smith hasn't really made a really good movie in a long
See,
time.
and that's the thing. Like, I used to worship this guy when I was a kid. And don't get me wrong, he's definitely one of the legends, one of the titans in the industry.
Yeah.
But very rarely do I see Will Smith lose himself in a role.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
The Pursuit of Happiness and Ali are the
Yeah.
only two movies where I'm like,
Yeah.
this isn't Will Smith. I don't see him at all. And ironically, Ali is like the only Academy Award nomination he has. I'm pretty
Really?
sure.
Wow.
So maybe the Pursuit of Happiness too, but I know for sure Ali. And he was saying that because he's very influential in all his movies. Like he plays more of a role than just an actor. And he was saying that Ali was the only movie where he was just an actor. And I'm like, yeah, that's a biopic. So
Right.
I mean, it makes. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. 100%.
But I mean, what do I know?
Nothing.
Exactly.
What do I know?
Tarantino handed me a script right now. He's like, hey, you want to be in my movie? I'll be like, shit, player.
Shit.
Where do I sign?
Yeah. Can Logan produce?
Yeah. He'll say, fuck no. Who?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
But yeah, I like Anton Fuqua. I like Will Smith.
I like his last name. It's just
Fuqua.
fun to say.
Yeah, it's spelled.
Fuqua.
Hang on, wait. It's spelled Fuqua.
That's fun.
Fuqua.
Fuqua.
Yeah.
Paul de Fuqua.
Antoine Fuqua. Filmmaker.
Yeah,
Extraordinaire.
get ready to hear some really bad French accents.
Je ne sais pas.
Je ne sais pas.
But yeah, that's it for the news.
Shit.
Thank God. Now we're gonna get into The Five Bloods.
The Five Bloods.
All right, so The Five Bloods, directed by Spike Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It had a budget somewhere between $35 to $45 million, which is pretty. Like, I wonder
Kinda
where they
small.
filmed this. Yeah, were they actually in Vietnam? Were they actually on
They were
location?
in Vietnam and somewhere else, but yeah, it was like a lot of it was in Vietnam. I
Okay.
looked that up last night
So,
too.
how many of them is there? There's 5.
1, 2 is Five Bloods.
So it's about these
7 guys.
Yeah, these 47 Ronin who fought in Vietnam, and they travel back during the modern day to kind of retread their history and kind of literally recover some lost gold from their past. And it's a very interesting story. It's really a story about like humanity and hate,
Yeah.
and what that can really do to a person, and how hate isn't you're not born with it, you're taught it, and at a certain point you choose to continue that. And I don't know, like those aspects of the movie really spoke to me. You want to so are we gonna do non-spoilers first? Is there anything really to spoil? Well, yeah, I guess so.
I guess there's stuff to spoil, but like, I don't know. I don't really have.
Okay,
I don't know if I have any specific.
full warning.
Yeah, we might spoil something.
If you guys really care, watch the movie first and
Yeah.
then come back, please. But
It's hard to do not like non-spoilers.
spoiler warning if you give a shit about that kind of thing. We're just gonna talk because there's a lot to this movie.
There's a lot to unpack, yeah.
Yeah.
Which not all of it is necessarily good.
Yeah, first off, like, I don't know, man. This movie, I have a love-hate relationship with this movie. Just like I had a love-hate relationship with the character Paul, the guy that voted for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
The man, he's such a, like, he was what I was talking about when you choose to stay in that hateful place.
Right.
He's just a hateful guy.
Yeah.
And like when he got gunned down, when he got shot, at first I was like, well, shit, player. You got the hand you're dealt. But,
the player.
But when dude took the hat off of him and like smacked him with the hat or whatever, I was like, okay, I mean, that's
a bit much, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
a
I do
dead
feel
man,
bad
yeah.
for him, but it's like a love-hate thing. Like, I mean, you were a dick.
Yeah.
You're a dick to your son. But,
right. Oh, that's
yeah, and then like that, I don't know. This movie's too long, for one. This movie's 2 hours and 34 minutes long.
Yeah, it's really
and you could have
long.
shaved a good 30 minutes off of this movie.
No doubt. That's one of my notes, was that it was just way too long. Like when they're finding the gold and like, you know, they're digging for it along the cliffside, that just lasts way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really good. Like the interactions between the characters is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
like,
I've written here like from the get go, like when they get to Vietnam, you can feel immediately. You feel
Their
the
chemistry,
friendship. You
yeah.
feel the camaraderie. Like they feel like real people. You can feel the bond between them.
Yeah.
Like they bicker and shit like that. But I mean,
who does it?
yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, fuck you,
what
Chance.
friend group? Hey man, shit player. What friend group doesn't bicker and have those moments
Yeah.
like that? But it that made it feel really real and.
And what are some of the main things that you liked about this film? Because there are good things in it.
From a technical standpoint, I liked the choice of changing aspect ratios from when we were in current day to the past, and then even the jungle is shot in it looks like it's shot in a different frame rate.
It's I just think it's the aspect ratio. I think so when it first starts out, they shoot in a 2x3x9, and then
Which is standard.
pretty standard for nowadays. When they go back, to the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, like when they go back to the war.
Yeah, it's shot in a 1x3. I don't know. It's a more compressed one.
Yeah, the image shrinks, so it goes
yeah.
from like widescreen to.
Yeah. And then when they're in the jungle, it looks pretty much just like a standard 16x9. Or as close to that as you can get.
But I liked that stylized approach to it, and plus it's Spike Lee. Spike Lee is he's just a stylized filmmaker.
Yeah.
He likes to,
I like the way that he introduced it. Like the screen will compress when it goes into that, and it'll stretch when it goes into the other.
It doesn't just like. Unlike
like
the
Interstellar.
Dark Knight,
Yeah,
when
or
it just
the Dark
smash
Knight,
cuts
yeah.
to a not even smash cut. It just
Right, it
it's just a
cuts
different aspect ratio. Like if you blink,
that's
you could have
very
missed it.
distracting
Yeah.
to me, and that takes you out. But the way he did it, it's very much puts you.
It felt very
more,
to me. It felt like a conductor. He's like, all right, come on, now we're here,
I agree.
and the screen kind of shrinks, and then all right, we're going here now, and then it.
So with this flashback, that Vietnam part, I really like that they used this kind of. It's hard to say this, but I like that they use the same actors.
Yes.
But I also don't. It just reminds me of I don't know if you ever watched George Lopez's TV, his scripted sitcom,
Yeah, when they would
where
put
they put the big
head-
heads on the kids. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
I was gonna say that. I'm glad they didn't de-age them, and I'm
Right.
glad they didn't get younger actors.
Right, because you
when
get
it
a better
first started,
bond.
when we first cut to when they're in the helicopter and we see Chadwick Boseman,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I know these guys. They're the guys, but I'm like, clearly they're supposed to be younger because
Right.
this is Vietnam.
Mhm.
So, and I appreciated that. I was like, cool. I mean, we get it. The audience isn't dumb. At least I would hope that you understand that this was in the past.
I don't know.
I mean, if you know history, Vietnam wasn't yesterday, but
It was 2 days ago.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I liked that. It was distracting at first, but then I kind of eased into the idea of that, and I was like, you know what? We don't need The Irishman, and you spend $200 million
Right.
de-aging somebody
Yeah.
for it to look mediocre.
That would have been
anyway.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because again, you'd run into that same problem The Irishman faces. These are still old guys,
Yeah.
and they're still going to move like old men. So,
But he was very so Paul's character with the MAGA hat. When I was talking about
I did not like him one bit.
hateful, yeah, I didn't. He was an asshole. but he's supposed to be.
Right.
And I think giving him a MAGA hat was too on the nose.
It's
like, I
very
get
on
it.
the nose,
Like,
yeah.
I understand what he's supposed to represent as far as like humanity as a whole and the message that he was trying to give. But the fact that he actually put on a "Make America Great Again" hat, I'm just like, okay, I get it. He's
should have just been wearing a Trump button.
Yeah, or something like that. Or he could have just walked around saying fake news.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was just a little bit too like hand and fist.
Yeah, it's very obvious to see where Spike Lee lies.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's never been shy about his political views.
Whether you're
ever.
a Democrat or Republican, I mean, if you want to make your voice heard, that's fine. I mean, that's up to you, I guess. So
yeah, but it's very, it's almost kind of eerie and chilling how much of this movie has like old footage of
fucking crazy.
Just where the world was like during Vietnam, like how during that time Black Americans made up 11% of the United States population, and yet over 33% of the soldiers in Vietnam were black men on the front lines. Crazy. But it's wild how much of that old footage of like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, just some of the things that they were saying and how relevant they are still today. And I'm like, that was decades ago, and it's almost like nothing's fucking changed. And it's wild, man. And it was, I don't know, just like Black Klansman, how at the end of that he had all the stuff that happened, like Charlottesville and like just the KKK, and just how he holds up a mirror to society and he's like, have we really gone that far?
Right.
Though? And that, especially just from the way the movie started, it started pretty real for me. Like I started this movie like 8:00 this morning, so it was kind of a lot to take in that early in the morning, and I was locked in. And I was just like, oh wow, this is gonna be our ride. But I mean, what else do you expect from Spike Lee, especially coming off the back of Black Klansman? But
which I do think, Black Klansman is a better film, and I think its message is more on target.
This movie was well acted, though. I don't think all the performances were great. I think. We already said it's shot beautifully. It's just, a lot of time is wasted, especially once we get into the jungle.
I didn't necessarily care so much for Chadwick Boseman's performance.
Yeah.
Just because he is such a good actor. I don't know. It wasn't bad by any means whatsoever. It was just kind of that's fine. Yeah, he did fine.
Yeah, it didn't stand out.
It felt very cheesy at times, like when they're in the forest and they're listening to like the Vietnam propaganda radio broadcast, and then they have like, we want to kill some people. Let's do it. And like, not today. Like never today. Like that's never it just felt, I get it. I mean, I get the frustration. I get where they're coming from. I mean, that's fucking terrible. I'd want to do the same thing. I want to rip some heads off, but like, I don't know. It feels very cheesy.
Yeah. And
just
it's pretty reflective of today.
Yeah.
And how people took to the streets and looted and rioted and just caused mayhem. And it's just like, sometimes it just makes you think like,
which is so weird because like,
where are we going?
That didn't happen when he filmed that. So
it's literal. Yeah. This was, which is wild, man. And how it ends with the Black Lives Matter. I want to know if that was always in the original cut for it to end that way.
Doubt it, to be completely honest. I doubt it. That's an easy one to go back and shoot, right? From a technical standpoint.
A group of people rallying.
I don't know. I really don't know. Because, like, is this movie exclusively signed to drop on Netflix and no theaters or anything like that? I think it is. Because I think it specifically says Netflix presents, like, throughout the entire thing. So it's very easy to go back and do, like, a reshoot and add that scene to it for a Netflix release, even if he did it a month ago. I don't know, though. It does feel very, like, last minute, like they added it in.
But like you were saying, now, like when he's like, we got to kill some crackers, and he's like, nah, we can't do that, player. There are a lot of, I don't want to say they're cringeworthy, but like it's just so heavy-handed. I feel like Spike Lee grabbed me by my neck and he took the screenplay and he's just slamming it into my face until my nose bleeds.
I mean, hey, maybe that's what people need right now. I mean, who's to say? But I mean,
but if that was not a reshoot, that's fucking eerie.
That's
man.
crazy. Yeah,
it's eerie. Like,
I mean,
and it's literal clockwork with this country though. Like, I was talking about this with some of my black friends, and
like
I was like, it's crazy. Every generation of our families that have come before us have all had their civil rights movement, their battle
in
for
history,
rights, and now is our time. And I just think it's crazy because I mean, we're mid-20s, and I can't imagine where we're gonna be in 20 more years. Are Black lives gonna matter in 20 more years?
Nowhere. I mean, and that's like such a bad thing to say, but like, it's not like the fault of anyone. It's just like the system.
Yeah,
I mean,
the system is fucked.
Yeah,
but
here we go talking about politics again. But it's hard not to.
But with this movie,
it's hard not to with this film.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
again, I don't want to force my political views on anyone. I mean, you should. I think from the time that you are old enough to completely grasp what's going on in the world, you should, make your own informed decisions.
See, but the fine line between what's happening right now and why it's such a big deal is because it's not just about politics. It's about human decency.
Yeah,
it's about
for sure
humanity and who we are as a whole.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time as a joke, and I'm always like, humans aren't shit. Like, humanity, we're not like, just look at what we have done to each other over the how old is the earth?
How old is the earth?
Well, it depends on who you're asking. Christians. But no, seriously. But like, when you just look at it, man, like all the just the rape
old?
and murder and genocide of just each other, it's insane. And I don't know, man. It's more than politics. It's more than black and white. It's more than America. It's
4.5 billion years old, by the way.
It's all of us. 4.5 billion years.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that Christians don't believe the earth is as old as it is because they don't believe in dinosaurs.
I know. Hey, you teach their own.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly. Humanity. Anyway. What else do I have here? Oh, so when David, Paul's son, when he's at the bar and he meets up with the French chick.
It was a Frenchie.
And she's like, I disarmed bombs. I'm like, somebody
That's
is gonna
some major foreshadowing
somebody's
there.
gonna step on a fucking like so when he went to take a shit and he found that piece of gold,
that's what I thought it was
and
too.
I was just waiting for somebody to blow up, and then when Eddie's character was walking backwards, I'm like, he's gonna blow up.
Here it is. Yep.
And then he blew up, and like literally I was sitting where you are and I just clapped my hands. I was like, I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
But
those prosthetics though, when he does blow up, pretty great. Very simple trick. Bury half of him.
Yeah. That's what they did for the first Iron Man. So when after he gets home and Pepper has to change his reactor.
Yeah.
So the body in the chair is fake.
I was wondering
and
how
Downey
they did that.
Is like they made the back of the chair so he's standing behind the chair.
Right.
And the fake prosthetic chest is like attached to his chest.
That's smart.
Yeah. So
that's really clever.
Only his shoulders up is real and the rest of the body is like a dummy. But if you look at like the chest and the arms, they look very rubbery and plasticky. But
I'll have to go back and watch that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool how they shot that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That would suck though, having to like stand like a duck like that for
hours 12 hours
to film that scene. But yeah. I was just like, Jesus Christ, like his entire torso and his arms were gone. And I was just like, fuck.
I mean, that's so true to life, though, with if you've ever seen poor landmine victims. Because, like, in Vietnam and even in France and parts of Germany, like, from World War II, there are still, like, a ton of undetonated. I think there's a whole forest in France, like authorities say don't go in it just because there's so many mines and everything. But, like, there are some people in Vietnam who, like, this country fucked them up. Agent Orange, napalm, and landmines and everything. And just, like...
Yeah, Vietnam was just fucked.
What a mess.
Like you said, I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But this is our podcast, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. But
so here comes the part where Chance goes, "This is our podcast, but if you don't agree with us, then fuck you."
I don't really mean that. That's where our culture is the cancel culture. I'm able to debate and have conversations because I'm an adult.
Right.
But Vietnam was fucked.
Yeah.
From the get go, and we never actually declared war in Nam.
Really?
Yeah, like Congress never declared war officially.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's the only war that America has never won.
That's why. Well, technically, we weren't at war, so we couldn't have lost. But yeah, we did lose.
Maybe.
I mean, we had to retreat.
Yeah,
they beat our ass. But I don't know, man. It was very interesting for them to set it in this time period. It's very like they preach about, like Paul's character preaches about the injustices done to black people and how hard it is and all this kind of stuff, and how we were wrongfully put on the front lines. I say we, but black people were wrongfully put on the front lines, and yet you see how he treats the Viet Cong people.
Yeah.
And it's just like I said, like these, like
it's just very one-sided.
Yeah. And there are certain people who choose not to see things from a different point of view. They choose to be unempathetic, and
you're no better than the people who are saying that about you. Then.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to me because it's all about power, and it's all about your position of authority, and that's why I always say like racism is never going to go away. I don't think it'll never.
At least not in our lifetime.
Mankind as a whole doesn't like the idea of being inferior to anybody else. I don't care what group of what religion you are, creed, race. People don't like that. You may not care, but the whole does not like that. And I mean, yeah, I mean that's
sucks.
Yeah, I mean, but that's humans.
That's life.
Good thing I'm a fifth dimensional being. I don't have to worry about that shit.
So I'll get into some of my dislikes.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't. I've talked about this before. I hate like fake muzzle flashes and like the use of I love the use of blank firing weapons, although they're very dangerous, but it does give your film like a nice grit to it and like a sense of realism. But throughout this entire film, they're not really shooting any weapons. They do the whole mummy thing, which if you've seen the first Mummy, I love that movie. But, they don't count their ammo. They just have unlimited ammo. They're just shooting the entire time. Never reloading. Nothing.
Spraying into the woods.
That continuity drives me insane. Some of the CGI is a little lacking, like when they're against a green screen or something. Mm-hmm. Like when they're on the chopper and everything, that's cool. That looks fine. When they're looking down at the crashed CIA plane, though, that looks weird. Some of the backgrounds, when they like get off the chopper and they're like on that little sound stage.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
No.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know, and I want to ask like your opinion of this, or if you noticed it, but like, it happened like 4 or 5 times throughout this movie when they go to do like a hug, a fist bump, cheers a glass. They'll cut from they'll be at one angle and they'll clink their glass and their glass will make contact in that same angle. And then when they cut to the reverse shot, they're doing it again.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? It's like, I get that there's probably some like significance to it. Like pay attention to this because this matters. But it just looks sloppy.
Just off of one viewing, yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like bad editing. I don't know. That's weird. Like, I think in some parts this film is a satire.
Yes.
Of like Commando and Rambo and stuff like that. Like
they even mention Rambo.
Yeah, they do. Like when they're coming down, like great use of Valkyries, like Flight of the Valkyries, because like in Apocalypse Now, I think when they're flying in the helicopters, dun, 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 except they play it now they're on boats.
Yeah.
Like Rambo. So that's really cool. But like when Peter, was it Peter or Paul? Which one? Paul, when he gets shot like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And then falls and that's
like Platoon.
That's a groaner. Yeah. It reminded me of
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
That's my shit. He's like, down. He's like, survive.
Like,
I hope y'all like hamburger meat, because that's what I'm about to serve up in this here whirlybird.
Serve when he said,
come with me, you lip dick fuck ups. Yeah. Survive.
I love that. Oh my god, we gotta watch that movie.
Pick up boat. I see you. I love that movie, dude.
We gotta watch that one. That's a good one. And Yeah, I mean that's it. Like that's all the main things that I had that we, but we've already covered some of them. But
I mentioned this earlier. I was saying like his use of real graphic imagery. It's very uncomfortable to watch. Like in the beginning when dude like shoots that guy in the fucking head in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
and you literally see the blood pouring out of his head. Like that's real. That's not movie magic. That is real footage of someone getting shot in the head.
Him getting shot and falling to the ground is real. Because I've seen the real the splurt out of the side. That's fake. Like
is it?
Yes, but like that picture is very famous. Like before the guy gets executed, and there actually is video of it. But like him getting shot and falling to the ground,
and the naked burnt kids running through the street.
All real.
It's like
that's all real.
It makes it so much
disgusting.
more visceral. It's very uncomfortable to watch, but like
because like American GIs did just go in there and they just like the Air Force just carpet bombed and dropped napalm and everything on. They didn't care. This was go in, get the place, and get out. That's it.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Watchmen?
Half of it.
There's a scene where the comedian's having like a breakdown.
Yes.
And he's like, I've done bad things.
Yeah.
I shot kids. He's like, that was fucking war.
It's true. Like,
but
supposedly they did that. I mean, I can't say for certain. I wasn't there, obviously.
Yeah, Vietnam was fucked, dude.
But
But
like, they did I remember like watching interviews of like prominent generals or commanders at the time saying like why, like trying to justify why they did some of those things.
You can't.
And
war crimes.
They just say like, well, they were in the trees. We weren't used to this environment, so we had to cut down their forests and destroy, so we could be on even playing grounds. Like, I mean, come on, you adapt and like, that's just not right. But history doesn't repeat itself if you learn about your history.
Of course not. Why would it?
Why
would we learn anything?
Right.
Other than, how to oppress and make billions of dollars through war. Never mind. I don't want to, you know what? This isn't a political podcast, so.
But with this movie, it is.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard. It's hard
Plus,
not
what
to.
What am I saying? I thought this was our podcast. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Fuck you guys.
Exactly. If you're racist,
yeah,
fuck off.
Yeah, well, that's the only time that
make sure
I
you
will agree with
subscribe
that.
first.
Yeah, subscribe and then fuck off.
Yeah. So Paul's character, how he suffers from PTSD and he's like pretty much lost his mind. It sheds a lot of light on that, what the post-military life is like. And I mean, these are stories we've heard countless times before, but it was very interesting to see him because he slowly kind of crumbles and kind of descends into madness.
Yeah, for sure. When he's walking through the forest and he's just looking into the camera,
he's talking to himself, but he's talking to Chadwick Boseman's character.
Right.
And
of course,
it's so crazy because all that guilt that he felt from accidentally killing him.
Kind of felt like that came out of left field, though.
Yeah, it did. But once he like opens up his shirt and he shows the bullet wound and he's like, "You got to come clean." I'm like, "Oh, you killed him." And then we see them.
Yeah. But like, you think he killed him on purpose, but he killed him on accident. But like, you don't fucking just spray an area.
That moment was supposed to be that because ultimately those are his demons. Those are his ghosts. Because he says he sees
every night,
Norm every night. Well, that's why. And that happened so
instantaneously.
Yeah, it was so fast, and I feel like to whereas the rest of the movie, some scenes take fucking way too long, and in this scene it was just like, you shot him, he's dead.
Boom, he's gone.
And then like when we see them earlier, and he's like, "Where's Norm?" He's like, "He's gone. He's
KIA."
KIA. I'm like, what? And like I feel like him killing him. If you put that scene right before then, when he's like, "It's KIA," they don't match. They don't feel the same. Like tonally, they don't feel.
Because he held him while he died, and like to get over that, I guess like.
Again, I mean, it's war. I mean, you get fucking shot at.
What do we know? Like, we've never been in a fucking war. Yeah. So maybe you have to like get yourself out of that mindset immediately, or you're gonna die too. I don't know, but yeah. And don't get me wrong, there are times where like, an abrupt death or something like that is really good. Like when the guy jumps on the grenade at the end.
Yeah.
Grenade,
my jaw dropped.
Boom.
I was like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little foreshadowing there. They talked about one of the real soldiers in Vietnam that actually jumped on a grenade. And he was the first, the first black guy to die in Vietnam.
I liked Otis's character.
Yes.
Yeah. And that from the very
Which he
earlier in
did
the
survive,
movie.
right?
Yeah, he was the only one that
Yeah.
survived.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like
Paul's son.
Yeah, well, yeah, of
But
course.
I liked him meeting his daughter. Like,
Yeah.
in the beginning of that really I knew that, like, once she came in I was like, oh, that's his daughter.
That's his daughter.
But
How many like Vietnamese black women are there? I mean,
well, after
oh
Vietnam,
God,
quite a
I
bit,
mean
I'm
that's
sure.
true. Yeah, you might
Because
might be.
like I said, Vietnam was fucked.
Yeah.
Just how can you justify just raping and pillaging and just, I don't know. But I mean, it's war, I guess.
And of course, not every soldier was like that. You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's wrong to label them all as such.
Oh,
you know?
what? You mean I can't label some people as the majority? Since when?
Since forever, Chance.
Shit. That's news to me, player.
I think
I thought this was America.
I think Spike Lee does a good job of painting that picture too. Like that's one of my likes that I had. I like that he's like not 100% biased. Like when, like what's the Vietnamese guy who's like with them? I don't remember his character name.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, but like he's like, yeah, my dad fought on this side and those other guys across the table fought on the other side, and like it's an American war, you know, but he's not showing that every single person was bad. It's not like, it's like Nazis, like in Germany, a lot of them, like when World War II was over, the American soldiers like sat them down and showed them like footage of Auschwitz and everything, and like half of those soldiers had no clue what the fuck was going on, just because they had been lied to. Like they just do what their commanding officers tell them to do. Don't ask questions or you're gonna get fucking shot and killed. So I like that he did that. I think that was a really good I think that was a very good idea to do in that film.
I don't really have much else to say. I didn't write too many notes.
I got some more.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, we talked about this already, but yeah, Spike Lee is an amazing director. He's also like a great activist as well. He brings attention to stuff that might be considered overlooked or forgotten
or risque,
right? About American history or just history in general. I think we talked about like those pictures of the kids in Vietnam. It's like I like how he forces us to look at that shit because like they can't look away from it. So why should we be able to?
It's so raw and it makes it so real and immediate for you.
Yeah. Like that actually fucking happened. Like that's crazy. Acting in the film's really good. Again, talking about like the good guys and the bad guys, shed lights on both sides. Changing aspect ratios like that. I was looking at the George Lopez note I had in here, which I just can't stop seeing that now. Like when, like throughout history, like when, like people of color of anything are like overlooked, Spike Lee gives them a chance to be shown, like the guy who jumped on the grenade, or he was at one of the Olympics where he placed like first and he stood up and like you see him, and or how he jumped the hurdle and stuff. He gave them their time to shine. Love that they filmed on location.
Yeah,
like that's really cool. I think that's great. Yeah, they filmed in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam and Thailand as well, which
it looks miserable.
Yeah. It's nuts.
From what I understand, Vietnam is a very humid place.
Oh yeah,
and I couldn't.
I'm sure and it's been said like the country is like has like really. He does show this as well. Like it's come back. It's like a nice city now. It's a great tourist attraction. So I like that he showed like it's not just a fucking shit show. It's not a nightmare.
So, yeah, because usually, and I don't mean this offensively, but like usually in movies, the way Vietnam is depicted is just a sweaty, just
100%
piece of shit jungle swamp.
100%. I mean, every single place. Look at fucking Detroit. I mean, there are fucking terrible parts of America.
Fucking Gotham City.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Look at Gotham City, for instance.
Alley.
Crime Alley.
That's where his parents were killed. It was Crime Alley. That's what it's fucking called.
Murder Alley. Yeah. Just
why would you go down Crime Alley? in the middle of the night
Yeah.
with a pearl necklace.
I just have some like last couple of like general notes. I hate the way that extras die in these films. And again, I think this is probably on the satire part, but like they get shot and they like vibrate when they go down.
Well, these guys are using AKs.
I guess.
So I mean,
But I think it's like 7.62 ammo or 5.56, but like that's a big round. But like that's just gonna, like, if you've ever seen someone actually get shot, they get shot and they immediately crumple to the ground. I don't know. I think that's more of a play on the satire of like the older films and everything.
you just get riddled with bullets.
Right? Yeah. Come on. I think the five guys should be a little older because Vietnam happened in the 60s.
But hey man, you know what they say,
and
black don't crack.
70s. Oh my God. I guess. Whatever.
Look
I
at me.
mean,
Look how youthful I am.
you're 25.
I mean, like I said,
But yeah, I don't
could
know.
pass for 17.
Could
no,
you?
I'm kidding. No, fuck no.
Maybe if you shave your logo
I've got too much depression on my face.
too much. Oh, that's terrible, but true. But I mean, even if even if they were 18, I mean, I looked up some of these actors. They were born in like one. I think the oldest one was born in like 59 or something. So he would have just been like 18 to serve. But the other guys were born like in the early 60s. So they're just not old enough.
They look old. Fuck it.
They do look old, but
Is that ageism?
I don't know.
To
Maybe.
say that somebody looks old?
No, I think
I
that's just an
everybody
observation.
gets offended over everything these days.
I think it's just an observation.
All right, we'll stick with that.
Last thing I have, for some reason, I don't know if it was, and I guess not because it's only on Netflix. You can watch it, but when there's subtitles, every single fucking word is capitalized. The
bothers
first,
you?
oh my God, that drives me insane. The first letter of every word is like, it's hello, how are you? And it's capital H, capital H. Oh my God, it's so annoying.
I don't even think I noticed that, to be
Well,
honest
you
with
watch everything with the subtitles on, so like I don't know if you would have
Dude,
noticed
we were
that.
at the beach, and we were watching, I don't remember what we were watching, but I brought my Fire Stick. So we're sitting here and
God.
somebody was like,
Here
can we make the
comes-
subtitles smaller? I'm like, what? I'm not fucking Bill Gates. I don't know how to
Hold
do
on,
that.
pause.
I'm like, I can turn them on or off. And then
Can
I
we
turned them
make
off. And then someone goes, can we get some subtitles going? And I was so mad. I was pissed.
Oh yeah, if
Can
you
we
don't
make the
know,
subtitles smaller? I'm like, what?
if you don't know, Chance watches everything, as far as I know, with subtitles on.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't
Just
know.
a quirky
'Cause
thing, I
sometimes,
guess.
people are whispering during scenes, and then out of nowhere, a fucking explosion, and it's super loud.
Oh my God, that's
Or like
so-
somebody coughs, and it's louder than the dialogue, and I'm like, what'd he say?
that's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I don't know.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
I gave this movie a 7 out of 10. I felt really bad for giving it that, but I mean,
So wait. See, this is why I don't like ratings. So you like this movie more than you like The Gentleman? You gave The Gentleman like a 6 point something out of 10.
I think I do like this one more. See, it's hard. I mean, they're two totally
Apples and
different
oranges.
movies, but
Yeah.
like, obviously I love the message of it. I think the execution is a little weird.
Gets a little lost.
Yeah, it gets a little lost. The runtime is so long. I mean, I think it's unnecessarily
It feels
long.
like it's 2 hours and 34
Yeah.
minutes. Like you can feel it.
I
for
had
sure.
to take a break, halfway through, and not because of like the subject matter or anything, but just because it was so fucking long, for no reason. It's not like we're watching, Lord of the Rings. That's a trilogy, that's
What do you
covering
think
a
about
lot
it?
of shit.
This movie is just about as long as Avengers Infinity War. But that movie's action packed and that moves the plot.
Right?
But
Yeah, the action in this is like a little weird. But
yeah. Shoot 'em up, bang bang
But like,
in the jungle.
to my knowledge, Spike Lee has never been like an action director. I mean, like Black Klansman has like maybe one moment where there's like a
Have you
lot
seen,
of tension.
Inside Man with Denzel and Clive Owen, where Clive Owen like robs a bank.
No,
It's got
Is that-
Denzel and Chiwetel Ejiofor.
is that Spike Lee?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a good movie.
action.
It's like a crime action. Like it's let's
Yeah.
go with that. There's some action in it.
I've never seen it, so I don't. Yeah, I can't really say like it's bad.
Yeah, Clive Owen like robs this bank and he's negotiating with Denzel, who's
Clive Owen.
the FBI agent. And he's
Love that name.
Clive Owen.
Yeah. Clive Owen. Just reminds me of Chavs.
I think the first movie I ever saw him in was that King Arthur movie.
The one with
Keira Knightley.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah, that's old.
Mads
yeah.
Mikkelsen is in that movie
Is he
too.
really?
He's that
Mads
weird guy with the fucking
Mikkelsen.
bird. You know what I'm talking about? I love Mads Mikkelsen. I love saying his name.
Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. I love it.
Not Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen.
Well, it's not spelled Mikkelsen.
No.
It's got 2 Ks.
Mikkel.
And it's not English. I think he's Dutch.
Something like that. Dutch or Swedish or something, yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Peter Stormare is another one, too.
as you guys know, I'm very full of myself, so I'm not going to rate this movie. Okay, from a technical standpoint, if you're a fan of the way movies are shot and like if you're into that kind of thing, I definitely recommend this movie. It's beautifully shot. And Spike Lee gets very creative with his aspect ratios and how he uses that to tell the narrative and all that kind of shit. But the story, the message, and the themes are very strong, even though they're very hand-fisted, like thrown in your face, just in case you don't know what you're watching. Like a lot of times, like the characters will explain things to you, like the exposition is so heavy-handed. But I'm not gonna say this is a bad movie. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, for sure.
I probably won't watch this movie again.
I think everyone...
But I don't regret watching it.
Right. I think everyone should see it at least once. I mean,
Especially
come on.
now. Especially now with the political
it's
climate.
Eerie. Yeah, it's eerie how much... I mean, like, it's eerie how much, nothing's changed, but everything has changed. So...
America.
Yeah.
But hey, Defy Bloods.
But guys, that's the show. We put out new episodes every week. So
What about watch
every
list?
Saturday.
What about watch lists?
And that's the show, guys. We
You
will.
son of a
No, I'm just kidding. Chance has been dying to talk about this show. So go on.
So I'm going to talk about the beach house again. So when we were there, I brought my Fire Stick and one
Your
morning.
Fire Stick.
Yeah,
And
mine
remember,
specifically, the one out of my living room.
You're not Bill Gates, though, you said.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So
Just want to make that very clear.
yeah, but I do own a Fire Stick. So I took that with me to the beach house.
Amazon, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Jeff Bezos. Not even.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the owner of Amazon. Oh my God.
This is news to me. So I took that with me, and we're watching Casino Royale, and Mads Mikkelsen is the bad guy in that. And I got a notification that Hannibal had dropped on Netflix. So when I got back, I've been binging the fuck out of that show because it is so good. I love Mads Mikkelsen. He's so charming and eerie and creepy. Like he's like the perfect Anthony Hopkins. Like you feel Anthony Hopkins in there for Hannibal, but he also makes it his own.
His own, yeah. Because if you're not familiar, Hannibal is like a spinoff of Silence of the Lambs, which not really a spinoff, but a continuation of the character.
There's 4
but,
Hannibal books. There's
right.
Hannibal Rising, Silence of the Lambs, and The Red Dragon.
Right.
And the show is more based off of The Red Dragon. So we see Hannibal like before he gets caught, and during his escapades as a serial killer known as the Chesapeake Ripper. And
who knows? This show might get it was canceled, but it's on Netflix
dude,
now, and people are
that
loving
I can't
it.
stop watching Hannibal, and like it got 17 retweets from people I don't know. Like one page was like bring Hannibal back or something like that. Like that was the page's name, and it liked my shit, and it retweeted my tweet, and it tagged Netflix in it. And I'm like, okay, doubt it, but I mean that show got canceled. It got canceled because of ratings, but I honestly think it only made it to 3 seasons, but I think it was ahead of its time. Like the writing is great, the way it's shot, like because a lot of it has to deal with psychology and just the way people think, and they get really creative in expressing what someone sees in their mind and how they perceive things, and how something might be happening, but to them it's happening a completely different way, and the way they choose to shoot that and show you, it's so like unique. Like there's this weird like there's this weird sex scene between these 2 characters, and the way like it's not explicit, you don't see genitalia or anything like that, but you just see these 2 naked bodies, and the way it's like a kaleidoscope, and their bodies like mesh, and at one point these 2 people become like one, and like their arms, like it's so creative. And I'm like, I've never seen. I'm like, this is the most interesting sex scene I've ever seen, and I didn't even see a nipple. So
Man or female? Yeah.
Well, there was 2 females, but yeah. Ooh, risque. But
Sponsly.
yeah, I don't know. It's a really, really good show. Sex scenes notwithstanding.
Still haven't seen it.
Dude, like Hannibal, this dude's like, he makes me want to aspire to greater things. He's just like this classy. He loves the fine arts. He sips only the best red wine. He's got like this great kitchen. He's like
And he eats people.
He's a gourmet. Yeah, he's a gourmet chef, right? So like, there's several shots in this where I feel like I'm watching Gordon Ramsay like cook a meal.
Oh my
so
God.
he'll put a frying pan down. He'll put a stick of butter in there, and like the camera's like right on the pan, so you see like the butter slide across the pan as it melts, and then out of nowhere he just throws someone's liver into the pan.
So are you just comparing Gordon Ramsay to Hannibal right now?
As far as cooking, yes.
Okay.
But he just throws someone's kidney in the frying pan. He flips it over, he pan sears it with some carrots and shit on the side. I'm just like, man, he takes this guy's leg, like his whole leg from his shin down, and he cuts off the dude's ankle, and he cuts the leg into pieces. And you know how you take like bacon and you wrap it around the meat and you like tie it?
Yeah.
So
Like bacon wrapped figs.
Yeah, bacon wrapped legs. So he takes 3 of them, he puts them in a frying pan, pan sears them or whatever with some white wine. Beautiful.
Wow, white wine
Then
reduction.
he takes the other pieces of leg, wraps them in whatever he wraps them in. He cuts up like bacon, like carrots, celery, and all this shit.
Yeah, this is very important.
He puts it into like a pan and he roasts it in the oven.
Now, was it bacon
I
or
don't
was
know.
it pancetta?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh my god, I'm done.
But yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Like he eats these snails that he feeds people to them.
Escargot?
Yeah, like the snails live and eat off of dead bodies, and it helps them grow. And
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
because he's like what your food eats is what dictates how good the meat is.
Right. That is supposedly true. When like there's corn-fed, animals versus grain-fed, you can taste the difference, or grass-fed. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
bad,
about
man.
people.
Yeah, we were talking about like he takes this guy's femur, he removes the bone and he opens it, and then he puts a whole bunch of vegetables in it. He rubs it down with like olive oil and seasons it, and he takes this gigantic like leaf and he wraps the meat in that, and then he encases it in clay and he bakes it, and then he serves that guy like the leg that he took, the guy's leg he fucking fed him his own leg. He fed him both his legs and he cooked them both differently.
And the guy ate it.
I mean, he really didn't have a choice. Hannibal was also a doctor, so he has this guy like hooked up to IVs and shit, and he's like tied to the table. He's tied to the chair, and he's just forcing him to
Wow,
eat himself.
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's a great show though.
I'll
great.
watch it at some point. Maybe I'll watch
Lawrence
that.
Fishburne's in it.
Is he really?
Yeah, he plays
Love me
Jack
some-
Crawford,
Wow.
head of behavioral science unit at the FBI.
Ooh.
Yeah, big wig. Yeah, it's pretty good. As so I remember watching, I can't remember which one it is, where Julianne Moore plays Clarice, because originally it was what's her name?
I don't know. Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. Yeah. So whichever one this is, I think it's Hannibal Rising. There's a lot of characters from that and Red Dragon. Red Dragon has Edward Norton, where he plays Will Graham. Will Graham is like our protagonist, so he's like the other side of the coin that is Hannibal. So Edward Norton plays him, and Ray Fiennes plays Francis Dollarhide, the Red Dragon.
Nice.
He's not in the show yet. Oh, you know what's crazy? The guy that plays Thorin Oakenshield from Hobbit.
Yeah.
He plays Francis Dollarhide in the show.
Oh, wow.
The Red Dragon, yeah. But I remember watching those movies as a kid, and I remembered the names, and it's so cool because like the show, it takes their time with the characters, and it slowly introduces people throughout 3 seasons, and it was cool going back to IMDb and then looking at like the movie cast and then the
Right.
show cast. I'm, oh, this is this person and blah blah blah. But yeah, highly recommend it. 3 seasons. I think there are 13 episodes a season, so 39 or 39 episodes.
And you
Check it
watch
out.
2 seasons in a week.
Oh my god, because dude, the way season 2 starts. So season 2 starts at the end. So it starts with this giant fight, and then it cuts to 12 weeks earlier, and then the rest of the season is those 12 weeks, and then the season finale it picks up where the season began.
Right.
And it was really cool because shit hit the fan when it starts, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get there. But yeah, good.
Good.
Yeah.
I've not been watching anything. I've been prepping for a shoot coming up, so
Oh wow, fancy.
yeah. we've got a film that we're shooting August 1st.
We do?
Yes.
This is news to me.
No, it's not.
Fake news.
It's fake news, Chance. Yeah, so I haven't watched anything, but I don't know. I really wanted to get back into Sherlock because I love that show.
I think I started season 1 of that.
That's got my... Have you ever seen it?
I saw the first few episodes. I didn't get very far.
Has my favorite episode of any show, if that makes any sense. Like, I could watch that episode again and again and again and never get tired of it because it's so fucking creative. But it's not my favorite show. But yeah, hopefully I'll watch that. Or I really want to. I do want to try something new. I've just got so much stuff. I want to watch the Defending Jacob show, but there's just no time. Not enough time.
That's why I appreciate. It sucks that there's only 3 seasons, but it was very easy to get. Like, I'm not done with season 3 yet. I got.
You'll finish that
4 more
today.
episodes. I'll finish it by tomorrow for sure. But yeah, it's good.
Good.
There's a few things I gotta get caught up on. I gotta watch the Umbrella Academy
Oh yeah, I gotta watch it too.
because season 2 of that's supposed to drop next month.
Oh shit, really?
Maybe we should just review the whole season. Just do a season review.
Maybe.
Would anybody care? Who knows?
Well, join us next week when we review Young Frankenstein.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, we're throwing it back old school. That's probably my favorite comedy movie of all time. Young Frankenstein. Chance never seen it.
Yeah,
but
I love Mel Brooks though.
So good. Gene Wilder. Peter Boyle. some just great cast. So.
Spaceballs. The Producers. The Producers is actually my favorite musical.
Is it really?
Yeah, I love that.
Wow. You haven't seen a lot of musicals then.
Fuck off.
No, but again, that's the show.
Springtime for Hitler.
Springtime for Hitler.
Will Ferrell's great.
Yeah.
In the remake.
In the remake, yeah.
The Siegfried Oath. Anyway, yeah, that's the fucking show, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Again, check us out everywhere on our social media.
Yeah, give us a like, subscribe, share, please.
Yeah, share us.
Yeah.
Share us around. Pass us around like you would pass around. I don't know. What do you pass around, Chance?
Human rights.
No. Yeah. Yeah, pass us around like you pass around human rights.
I'm gonna take a page out of Spike Lee's book and be very heavy-handed with my
Right.
themes. Be nice to each other.
Yeah.
I actually have a T-shirt that says "Be nice."
Oh, do
It's
you?
just a plain white tee and it says "Be nice."
I'll buy that from you.
Nah, I haven't worn it yet.
What
so.
about your jacket?
Oh my god. You and this jacket. Maybe we'll auction it off to our listeners.
If I don't fucking get that jacket, I'll kill you.
All right, guys. That's the show. Take it easy. Adios.
Bye-bye.